It's been a week since I started Casey Neistat filmmaking class, so it's time to do a little review on how did I feel about his class so far and what did I learn in week 1, and also some tips about using camera language and shooting. Let's get started. Welcome to Shayna Shares I'm Shayna from China. Today's video I'm gonna talk about Casey Neistat filmmaking class week 1 review, not recap. So I'll be focusing on my takeaway instead of repeating his class. The day 1 I spent my whole day to watch his class and take a bunch of notes, and I acting like a high school student. It's fantastic. Week 1, he basically talked about finding your ideas, shooting a spontaneous video. First, ideas. Here's what I learned. Good ideas doesn't mean you can tell a good story. I'm still struggling with this point. Sometimes I come up with the idea and I think it's a brilliant idea, but turns out the video is super boring because I didn't use a interesting way to talk about a story. And sometimes the topic could be boring, but you can use a playful way, a fun way to tell the story. And turns out it's a millions view. I need to really work on how to find the interestingness, how to find the right angle to tell the story instead of just chasing the good idea. For Casey, he went on the street and had a little walk trying to find some inspirations. So for me, I don't want to go on the street during the Omicron. So I just stay in my room and staring at my wall. That trophy is interesting. Those books are interesting. My vision board is interesting. That item that gonna include in my first video for his class. Keep in mind that interestingness is often a layer below the surface of the idea.
Any subject, there's a lot of different ways that you can talk about it, but you need to find the angle that you want to take.
Yeah, you're right. Just listen to the guy behind the camera. Okay, move on. Point 2. Good gear doesn't mean good video. For my first storytelling class back in Academy of Art, the professor gave us a teeny tiny camera. Point and shoot doesn't even have a zoom in and zoom out. The point for that is to build a fundamental mindset, which is gears are not that important. Story is the king. It doesn't matter you use fancy cameras or you know how to do the fancy effects or filters. At the end of the day, if your story is boring, nobody cares. So that's my another takeaway, which is you don't have to invest a good gear in order to have good video. Another thing I really want to share with you guys is I'm very happy to see Casey also struggling on camera, like what I'm doing right now.
Cheap knockoff now, and I've got a great... But I'm just gonna keep saying the same thing over and over until it sounds like I make sense. And in my edit, I'll make it make sense.
And I really appreciate he put the whole process in the class and show us as a content creator, everybody have those problems. It's not just you. You're not bad on camera. You just have to get used to it.
I faked that shot again because it, on accident. I need a bigger reaction than that. I'm trying to make the ending of my movie work.
Don't be frustrated if you couldn't finish a whole sentence or you couldn't grab some like a perfect footage that you expected. It's normal. And also those noise interruption is normal too, and he has that frustration every day, and I found it's very helpful. So earlier today I had another take, and to talk about camera language I want to also put in this video because I think it's very useful and Casey didn't really cover the camera language. So check out this clip. Establishing shot usually tells audience where you are and what's the environment look like. A medium shot usually is around, you cannot see my full body, you can see my shoulder, you can see my head. But if you try to be more like emotion, those become a close-up. This close-up draw audience attention. Just like, hey, look at me, I'm talking to you. But if I want to be extremely my eyes, my lips, how do I feel, where do I look. If you try to emphasize how your subject is feeling, better to give a close-up or even extreme close-up. If you point up your subject, so you can show like I'm confident, do some big decision, conquer the world. You try to show the power of your subject, you will look up. But when you look down, I'm become a victim now. Innocent little girl gonna be killed in a movie, right? Well, that's what I learned from school at least. If you disagree, comment below. Next video, I'm gonna cover the editing part, which is my favorite part, and also I basically do editing every single day. So I have a lot of things to want to share with you guys. I hope you find this review helpful. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. A fundamental. If you really... So today's video, I'll...
Cut?
Cut.